In 1993, at the age of 23, I set out on a journey with nothing more than a one-way ticket and a backpack. School was behind me, followed by 3 more strict, demanding, tough years. Then came 2 years of hard work. Every coin saved, every plan pointing to one thing. Freedom to choose your own path. Freedom from taking orders. Freedom to decide your life, moment by moment. Freedom from rigid rules and routines. Freedom to go anywhere, anytime. The freedom to be led solely by your own choices. Freedom not to ask permission, only to live. Now, 31 years later, my daughter set out on her own adventure. Her life so far has been anything but ordinary, and she even plans to write a book about it one day. The latest chapter in that journey was her decision to take her own big trip. She mentioned the bungee jumps and skydives, but only afterwards, thankfully. Many ways followed the path I had taken decades earlier. She began in Argentina, moved through Chile, Bolivia, Peru, and Brazil. From there, she continued on to Canada, to work for a while and to experience real life with a wonderful family at Lake Sunya, in one of the most unique, off-grid places you could ever imagine. And then came an extraordinary gift, the chance to meet my daughter at the end of her big trip and to continue the road together. This time, not as a lone traveler and not as a daughter setting out on her own, but as a family. We returned to places where both of us had walked, though decades apart. And we ventured into lands that were new to us both, discovering them side by side. This film shares the story of our journey together, on some of the most remarkable places in Argentina and Peru. May it inspire you to set out on your own adventure. So, we decided to meet in the Dominican Republic. Mainly because it was more or less halfway, and also because, well, it's hard to argue with white beaches and a few lazy tropical days. Basically, not a bad spot for a family reunion. But it's not just beaches and food. For those needing a bit of adrenaline, there's horse riding. And because this is the Caribbean, it obviously ends with a swim, with the horses in the sea. Hidden away in Punta Cana, there's a place the locals call Indigenous Eyes. Basically, a bunch of freshwater lagoons that look like they were designed by someone at a luxury resort. The water is crystal clear, cool, and perfect after a day of sunburn. It's like nature invented its own swimming pool. Only without the chlorine, the lifeguards, or the screaming kids. It's the best place to wash off all that salt and sand and horse sweat. And with sun, sand, and a family reunion in paradise, our Dominican chapter came to an end, setting the stage for the great journey ahead.